We've all heard the stories. I once caught a fish this big.
Bam! Yeah!
But what's the story behind all of those tales? What drives people to our oceans, lakes, and streams? Is it to connect with nature? Is it to live out one of man's oldest occupations?
All right, got it. Wow! There you go. That's Florida.
Or is it a chance to heal the soul with a time-honored family tradition?
Oh, bam! Yeah! Big fish! Yeah, baby! Bam! Oh.
In fishing, there's the hunt.
Yeah! There you go. Bam, bam, bam!
There's the challenge every time you hit the water.
Got it, coach.
There's the camaraderie.
You want to put like a 10 push-up wager?
Yeah, let's do that.
And then there's the stories. It's not just fishing.
You heard it here.
It's a fishing story.
Nice! Yeah, baby! Bam! That's what I'm talking about.
A Fishing Story is presented by Pasco County, Florida. Open spaces, vibrant places. On today's episode of A Fishing Story, Ronnie takes to the waters off Florida's west coast with local angler and environmental scientist Keith Kolasa and his son Cole. The team will be targeting grouper that have ascended to the flats as temperatures fall in the depths of the Gulf. And Keith will explain the importance of sustainability and the ecology of this pristine habitat off Florida's adventure coast.
One after another, we hooked right up.
Double
That's
hook
right,
up, man. You can find it all in Florida, baby. I promise. Wow, what's going on, guys? Cole, how are you, man?
Good to see you.
Keith, it is a pleasure to see you again. I'm excited to be out here today, guys, and I'm so excited that we'll be educated on this beautiful area. God, it's gorgeous this morning. Is it always like this?
Well, we're lucky today, but yeah, it's going to be a beautiful day fishing, and I think the water's chilled off a little bit. The grouper bite's pretty good. We should have some grouper in the shallows, we're hoping, and so we're looking forward to it.
Should be a good time.
It should, man. Let's go get some grouper. I'm excited.
All right.
We're heading out of Florida's adventure coast with environmental scientist Keith Kolasa and his son Cole, who's a conservationist in his own right. Cole has already made a name for himself as a member of the world-renowned Scuba Knots International. Hopefully these two can shed some light on the intricacies of this special fishery.
What's a good size grouper for around here? You know, like an average size?
Average,
like 2,
like
5 pounds?
I don't know, 20, 26. It's like a good size one that we normally catch. Or the ones we look for, like the 26, 27 inch.
Sure.
But I mean, they'll get tiny sometimes.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, we've got some up to, 36 or 40 inches long.
Oh my goodness.
And 8 feet of water.
Yep.
That's crazy. That's the funniest thing.
And that's a big old fish.
It is. To me, they remind me of like a saltwater bass.
Oh, for sure.
That's
yeah.
so funny.
Yep.
They eat like crazy. The big mouths.
No, I know, like snorkeling in some of the springs and stuff, when you see them, that's what they look like.
I'm like, man, that looks like a bass. So Keith, we're gonna do something that most people never hear about: shallow water grouper fishing. Tell me about it.
Absolutely. Out here in the grass beds, there's some small pockets of rocks, and they have pretty good relief to them, and they hold grouper, especially in the spring and the fall. So we're just going to try sometimes casting these big Rapala lures, or about a medium runner.
Sure. And
passing over those rocks and see what we get. Sometimes we get some good sized grouper off shallow water spots in 6 foot of water, 8 feet of water.
That's awesome.
So we're going to give it a try.
Yes, sir.
Oh, man! How about that, Keith? Wake up this morning, baby!
Just getting close to it. All right,
Yes,
good way to
sir.
start off the morning.
That's how you do it, man.
Shallow
I can't
rocks.
wait to see this puppy. Oh.
Oh, man!
Oh man, look at that sucker bite. Oh, look at that. Wow. Oh, what a beautiful fish. Oh, beautiful.
Good minnow, yeah. All right, now that's the way to start the morning.
Yes, sir. Look at that
Beautiful.
sucker. Woo! Man, that is a gorgeous fish.
That's
Keith.
worth the ride. What do you think?
Yes, it is, man. Who would have thought? And this shallow water grouper, man.
He's even got bait inside of them.
See?
So it looks like we're having a grouper sandwich tonight.
That's what I'm talking about. Only in the Adventure Coast, baby.
Exactly.
Up next, Cole schools Ronnie on the significance and delicacies of the Adventure Coast ecosystem and what drives him to see that these waters are well preserved for future generations.
Growing up doing Scuba Nauts International, that really pushed me to start doing, underwater research and being a scientific diver.
A Fishing Story is brought to you by Abu Garcia, For Life, Mercury Marine, Go Boldly, Power Pole, Swift, Silent, Secure, Bass Addiction Flat Out Tungstens, no equal.
Yeah! Wow! Man! Oh, man, what a bite. Oh, I hear you, baby. I hear you. Yeah! What a bite. Oh.
Not
He's
bad.
too small, buddy. Boy.
It hits
what
hard,
a
don't
hit.
they?
Oh!
They hit hard.
Yes, they do.
Beautiful colors, though. Look at that.
Gorgeous colors, man. They're so healthy,
They
man.
blend right in with the grass beds.
They really do. He meant business, man. This will wake you up in the morning. This is amazing. This is such a beautiful fish, and I call it a saltwater bass. If you can look at it closely, you would think this is a bass. And I got to tell you, bass, it's actually a lot prettier than you are. Ready?
Yep.
Beautiful.
Since I was about 12 years old, I've been part of a group called Scuba Nauts International. It's a large youth organization for kids 12 through 18 who all are interested in marine science and learning about the ecosystem and the environment. And so when I got involved with them, I started going out and, scuba diving, and I was really interested in the reefs and everything out here. Because, as a kid, I had no idea what was out here. I thought, to find coral or to find reef fishes or everything, you had to go to the Keys or the Caribbean. But then you go, just out my backyard, out the back door on the boat, and then there it is. There's actually a study that was done out here, right, on population, density and everything on the turtles. And this area was there's more here per, square mile or acre than compared to like the Keys or parts of the East Coast.
That's
and areas.
crazy. This is the second highest place in the country for grass.
That's right, right.
Unreal.
Growing up and with doing Scuba Nauts International, that really pushed me to start doing, underwater research and being a scientific diver. And through that, I started looking at, a unique species of coral on this reef, on the reefs out here, and actually a really unique species to this entire, the Adventure Coast. It's found other places, but it's just so unique to this area that we find it in such high populations, and it has such a strong impact on everything in the ecosystem and the environment here. And so through that and studying it for about 6 or 7 years now, I was able to, talk to people in Washington, D.C., members of Congress, and participate in other, youth discussions and panels up there.
Wow.
And really, it was just an incredible experience, and just all because of, living here on the Adventure Coast and being able to research just this real unique species of coral, and it's just led me down this, incredible path, and I'm grateful for it,
Well, you know what's amazing? I was talking to Cole, and he was saying, my dad had me out here at 7 years old.
Right.
Man, you are the real man. You got him so excited, and now he is like an expert among experts. I've seen a lot of folks that are advanced for their age, but this takes it to a whole different level. Oh, good gracious alive! Yeah! Oh, I got some tongue over here, baby. Wake up! Wow! quick. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Is he in the rocks?
Is he in the rocks?
Keep pulling him.
If he is, we'll go in and let him go.
He's
we'll
coming.
get him out.
He's coming. Ah, man, this is a keeper. It's got to be a keeper. It's got to be a keeper. It's got to be.
Holy crap!
Here we go.
That's probably
Yes, sir.
27 inches.
Man, oh man!
Woo.
Bam! Pow! Oh, yeah! What a bite!
Yeah, you're in 8 foot of water. 8 feet of water.
That's 8 foot of water, man. Oh, look at that thing. Oh man.
Oh wow!
Something grabbed him.
Oh yeah! Oh,
grabbed
that looks
Could've
like
been
a
a
shark.
shark.
That's
Yeah.
a shark.
Look, he's got that bite mark there.
Sure
Got
enough.
that one on that side.
On that side.
So something found out that he tastes good too, besides us. This is amazing.
That is awesome.
It's a good fish.
Man, he doesn't even know he's caught yet.
Coming up, we'll get scientific and talk with Keith about the seagrass shelf off Florida's Adventure Coast.
It's unique because you can only go out to 8 foot of water and you can see up to 40-inch grouper at times.
Oh my goodness.
A fishing story is brought to you by Gary Yamamoto Custom Baits, because what you fish matters. Bass Pro Shops. Your adventure starts here. Florida Adventure Coast. Nature's place to play.
Hi, I'm Corporal Clark Reese with the Pasco Sheriff's Office Marine Unit. Before you go out on the water, make sure you check the weather forecast. It may start out beautiful, but it can end in disaster. Make sure that you have a backup plan in case the weather turns for the worse.
Oh, nice. Is that trout?
Spanish mackerel.
Oh. Oh, pretty fish. Keith, I'm so excited to have you on the show, man. Thank you so much, man. This has been an incredible, enlightening experience for me.
We're very lucky that, Hernando County has a broad shelf that goes out on the Gulf, and it supports a very productive seagrass area, and that extends into the other counties, but Hernando's County unique because the seagrass extends out to 25 miles offshore. So we have, it's very important to the shrimp production, also all the fin fish, the scallops. So those all use the seagrass as habitat. The grouper that we were fishing for today, they actually move back and forth, and certain times of the year, like spring and fall, they'll move into the shallows for spawning and feeding. Some will just stay in these really nice rock outcrops and limestone ledges we have in shallow water. We have about 250,000 acres of seagrass beds, and that's what's been mapped. But that, in comparison to Tampa Bay, that's, I believe it's about 6 times more than what Tampa Bay has in its entirety. We're really unique because our water is still, we still have good water quality, and we want to keep it in that preservation mode. And it's because we keep our seagrasses healthy, we keep the fisheries healthy, and it's just a great place to keep the sustainable fisheries for everybody to enjoy in the future. We have a lot of just natural limestone outcrops, basically because of the natural geology of Hernando County and the way the shelf is formed. And you only have a foot drop for every mile that you go offshore. So when you do find those rock outcrops, they're basically just little treasure troves of all sorts of marine life: sea turtles, sharks, stingrays, the grouper. It's unique because you can only go out to 8 foot of water, and here you are. You can see up to 40-inch grouper at times.
Oh my goodness, that's just amazing. Now the whole other side to this is catching that monster.
How was your shoulder holding up from this morning?
I don't know, man. I haven't got it back yet. I don't even know if it's working. Is it still on? Because I'm telling you what, man, that was an incredible experience. And if anyone has never experienced that, they need to do that. But not just that. Let's take it a step further. The scalloping.
For me, as a kid growing up, we'd always go scalloping, and it's something the whole family can enjoy. So with my kids, we take them scalloping. My daughter enjoys it, my wife. So you can scallop, and then the dad who likes to fish or the son can do some grouper fishing, and so you get the whole experience in there in a day, and then you can come back in and we get to enjoy some of the spring-fed rivers, because we have 2 first magnitude spring-fed rivers that flow into these systems. So you want to cool off in some clear water, then you can go into those rivers and enjoy that as well. There's always a new place to explore. You can explore the backwaters, the tidal creeks. There's never an end to the reefs or the shallow water spots to snorkel. Just a lot of different things to do, and a lot of fun, because you don't really stop exploring new fishing spots.
When we return, the boys are going to make a move and hit another grouper hotspot.
So come back and join us, because we're going to catch some nice fish.
I like to use a 2-aught mustad circle hook when using live bait for 2 reasons. One is it's a lot safer on the fish, and 2, most importantly, is guaranteed more hookup ratios. So go do yourself a favor, go get some of these.
Oh, there we go. Man. Here we go.
Nice.
Yeah!
Cole.
Oh, man, another good. Oh, wow. Cole, that's a good one, man.
Take your time.
Yep.
Double hook up, baby. Double. Double.
Yeah! Oh, man. Wow. Man, this is sporty, boy.
There you go.
Wow. Nice. So, Cole, I watched you throw
That's
across
right.
that sandy-looking area, at least in my eyes, and you knew exactly where the sweet spot it was. And so I threw on the other side of you, and sure enough,
Just one after another, we hooked right up on
double
them. That's
hookup,
right.
man. Look
That's
at
right.
this. This is so beautiful.
And one day they're going to turn into nice big size
Yes, they
grouper, just
are.
like the earlier one. Yep.
We're rubbing the mojo on them so they can.
Yep.
We'll see you in a few years, baby,
That's right.
on a fishing story. Now, your grandpa obviously showed you a lot of different things. What do you think he would be saying right now if he was sitting right here and he had an opportunity to see Cole at the level Cole is operating?
I think he would be very impressed, because he was all about conservation. Him and my grandmother would do snook tournaments back in the 60s, catch and release. They were some of the first. For him to see what Cole has done with teaching other folks about the coral offshore here in our shallow waters and the reef habitats, I think he would be very proud. And you want fisheries to be sustainable for your kids in the future, and so you can come back and enjoy it.
So what would be the 2 most vivid memories you would have of your grandpa in the outdoors? Just 2.
I would say watching him catch snook in Marco Island, and both him and my grandmother, was always, and the days we spent in the Everglades at their camps, they were some of the early folks that had hunting camps down there, and swamp buggies.
One of the things I noticed when we were out fishing, you're pretty passionate about people coming from all over the place, which is great, but there is a precious jewel that you need to take care of.
Absolutely. I mean, like we were fishing today, we were using lures, and we were off the reef a little bit, and we were casting into those or trolling. And I prefer to do those just because you're not anchoring directly on the rocks, which have sponges and coral and all that important habitat. Using your navigation chart, make sure you're not running through shallow seagrass beds. Of course, your garbage and things like that, just common sense. You can still catch a lot of fish.
Yes, you can.
Just casting.
Which I love, We always talk about, I taught my kid this, I taught my kid that, but at the end of the day, kids could care less about what we say. They watch what we do.
Right.
So you have watched the legacy of your father, your grandfather, and your great-grandpa.
One thing I've always just learned from from him and, you know, from my grandfather was just always be diligent, you know, and take your time, you know, do things right, you know, the first time. But if, you know, you make mistakes, it's okay. You know, and then with the environment, you know, it's not there for the taking, but it's there just, you know, for our enjoyment and for us to, you know, always respect it, be smart, you know, make the right choices, and everything, you know, is gonna go the right way.
That's beautiful, man. I love it. Keith, Cole, I tell you what, this has been the most incredible trip I've had in a long time. I've never caught grouper in shallow water.
It's awesome.
And this is all in the same Hernando County. Beautiful, man. No one told me that I was gonna be dealing with a professor. I thought he was in college, not he wasn't gonna be the professor. It was just incredible. So thank you so much, guys. This has been an incredible day. And if anyone is ever in the area and fishing in Hernando County, trust me, you will not be disappointed. I can assure you.
It's our pleasure to have you. Anytime you want to come back, you want to come fishing again, or you want to do some snorkeling, scalping, we'll host you anytime.
It's just great to see people, you know, who are interested in, you know, what our local, you know, ecosystem and everything has to offer. So,
thanks again, guys. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
A Fishing Story was presented by Visit Pasco County, Florida. Open spaces, vibrant places.
Hey, to find out more about the show, check out afishingstory.com. There you'll find out about our guests, our fans, and myself, Ronnie Green. And there's also a contact page because we'd love to hear from you. So check out afishingstory.com.